Well, we apologize for the lack of audio there, but we can talk about the situation with pension packages for retirees. Perpetual Forian Poffo is General Secretary for the Ghana Registered Nurses Association. She joined me over the telephone. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Are you surprised by this report?
I'm not surprised. These are the sort of things we've been talking about for the past couple of months, that there is the possibility that people will go on retirement and be underpaid. And this is a clear issue of that. And we believe this is not an isolated case. There may be a number of them out there who have been underpaid, but unfortunately have not had the opportunity to come directly and report some of these things to the union.
Obviously, what I get is that this is really prevalent, widespread amongst nursing officers who retire. But why do you think that, for instance, with the case of Mrs. Bachman, she deserves more than the 5,000 cedis lump sum she's been given?
I cannot say for sure what the reason is, but I think Senate should be in a better position to explain this.
But do you think she deserves more? Do you think she earned more?
She deserves more. She deserves more because per the Act 766, it says that if as of 2010 you were above 50 years, then you were exempted from this 3-tier pension scheme. And if she's retiring this January 2015, then it means as at 2010, she was already 55 years, meaning she's exempted from this pension reform, and therefore her SNP should be calculated per the PNDC law 247. And under that, she is entitled to pension rights of between 50 to 80%. You know,
50 to 80% of what?
For the minimum pension payments that she's supposed to receive. So the minimum is 50 and the maximum is 80%.
Right.
Yes, that is per the number of months that you've worked. And she's worked for 41 years. For 41 years. According to her, she's worked everywhere in Ghana except for the Volta region. And if she has to go through all this and then retire, and she has to be paid just 3,751.20 as a lump sum, then something is definitely not right. Something is definitely not right. She should be paid more than what she's been given.
Okay, so like you have said, as of 2010, she was 65. Then it means that she was exempted from the new pensions.
Yes.
Is that it? And so this is mainly a SNP issue. So I just want us to get that base right.
Come again.
And so in a case like this, how do we explain how she may have earned so little? Do you believe this is genuinely a mistake?
From her narration, I don't think it's a mistake, because she on her own, even without the knowledge of how to calculate her pension and all that, knew that for having worked for 41 years in the health service, she is entitled to more than what she's been given. And she drew the attention of the official. And apparently she was told from here to there, go to MPRA, do this, do that, and all that, putting her through a lot of stress. And as I said, she should have been paid under the PNDC law 247, where she should have been entitled to
50 to 80%.
41 years that she has worked, she should have earned that 80%. 80%, where when calculated, she should have earned something above 20,000 and over. So clearly, this is a mistake. But what she has said is that she drew their attention, and they are saying that that is what How
prevalent is this among nursing officers? Do you have more nurses coming to the GRNA reporting this?
I must say, unfortunately, it's always been a third party reporting. We've not had the report from the direct sources. I want to use the channel to notify the retired nurses out there. If you feel that you've been underpaid, kindly let us know, because the reports that come from the region, it comes from the executives and the say person, that and that. But if we have them coming forward, then we can deal directly with the issue.
What action could the GRNA take if such reports got to you?
The best thing we can do is leave the person to SNET. SNET is supposed to pay the lump sum and then the monthly pension salary for these individuals, and therefore they should be able to do things right. SNET, what she has received, probably has been, the pension has been calculated based on the 37.5 and 50% amendments that were made in the Act. But they should be able to do things right and refund her money to her, because it's her due. She deserves it, and it should be paid to her.
Very well. We'll leave it here for now, Madam Oforian Pofo. She is with the Ghana Registered Nurses Association. Now, the decision by one of the leading members of pressure group Occupy Ghana to contest the parliamentary primaries of the new patriotic party is raising questions about how truly apolitical the group is, or rather, how not partisan this group is, and which other members may be next to show their true political colours. Other names that have come up as likely contenders for political office: the former host of Joy FM's Super Morning Show, Kojo Ponkroma, and the host of The Standpoint on a TV show by Gifty Ando Apia tells us the story of these people.
Pressure group Occupy Ghana gained popularity in July 2014 when they organized a protest march to the Flagstaff House. Their march was to protest the myriad of challenges confronting the nation at the time, including corruption, stagnated development, the worsening power crisis, and a declining local currency. Occupy Ghana was joined on their demonstration by hundreds of Ghanaians who would ordinarily shy away from political demonstrations. Heckling and denying NPP flag-bearer hopeful at the time, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, the opportunity to join the protest appeared to have cemented the respect many had for the group as non-aligned. But recent developments have led to many questioning the real intent of the Occupy Ghana group. A leading member of the group and former Chief Marketing Officer of MTN, George Anda, has declared his intent to contest the NPP parliamentary primaries in the Owutu Senya West constituency with the hope of unseating the incumbent Foreign Affairs Minister, Hannah Tete. He confirmed he's been nursing political ambitions since he retired from corporate life.
First and foremost, I'm a Ghanaian who wants to serve. There's nothing that makes Occupy Ghana as a group an MPP group. There are individuals that may have certain political or partisan associations, but that has nothing to do with what Occupy Ghana represents as a group. Occupy Ghana has said over and again that we are a political movement, but we are non-partisan.
But before the surprise could settle, TV show host Gifty Ando's name popped up as an MPP parliamentary hopeful. The broadcaster, who resigned from GBC after about 15 years to focus on her own productions and other philanthropic work, however, denied she will be contesting in the NPP primaries on the AM show.
We all Ghanaians, as somebody rightly said, we all have, the right to decide what we want to do with our life. If we think that politics is the way to go and how we can help, why not? I think that being a journalist is the best thing that I can do to help my society, to help my constituency, that's women and children. That's the way I want to go. So I don't know why, but it's all politics, isn't it? It's how dirty our politics is in this country. If I wanted to, I would go without blinking. But for now, that is not my ambition.
It is only being speculated that former Joy FM Super Morning Show host Kojo Ponkroma is eyeing a parliamentary seat in the central region. He, however, remains tight-lipped about the report. Many were expecting the group to chide their member for his political ambitions, but leader of the group, Eitan Kuma, has absolved Mr. Anda of blame, saying he refused to accept his resignation. George Anda himself has since resigned from the group hours after news of his intent became public. There are other names though, such as Ken Crunchy, who is also the editor of the Daily Searchlight newspaper, lawyer Egbert Fable, and Philip Addison, which came as no surprise to many because they have been partisan for a long time. As the 2016 election beckons, the true intent of many of these people will cease to remain a secret.
It's the dawn of a new beginning in Nigeria after voters in Africa's most populous nation voted out incumbent Goodluck Jonathan and his ruling People's Democratic Party. The president-elect, Muhammadu Buhari, won about 54% of the votes in elections that have been widely proclaimed to be free and fair. General Buhari, who is a former military dictator, has congratulated the man he defeated at the polls for being a gracious loser. On the streets of Accra, some Nigerians spoke about their pride in their nation for staging a largely peaceful poll.
We are presently at the tiptoe lane where we have a number of Nigerians here. There's mixed reaction over here, whilst APC supporters are jubilating over the results mentioned. PDP supporters are still hoping that in the less than 1 hour declaration that will be done by the INEC, PDP will appear winner. Let me get some of the supporters and speak with them. This gentleman here with me, what's your name?
My name is Madoka.
Which party do you support?
Oh, I'm a PDP, of course.
So how do you feel about the results that are tripling in?
Currently, there is no much. You know, for you to win somebody, you have to take a number of votes, great votes, to win that person. As it stands now, currently they say that the vote service. So we don't have to. There is no need for us to conclude yet. So they haven't announced the results, anything. So there are still various chances. You understand what I'm saying? But all we know is that Goodluck is the person we want in that seat. Nobody else. Since Goodluck came into Nigeria as a Nigerian president, we have seen so many changes. We have seen Nigeria has become one of the top economic country. So there is a lot of changes. Even his name, Goodluck, it's a blessing to us. So I don't support when a killer or whatever they call it to come and rule us or in their military forces or all those things.
Are you saying that Buhari is a killer?
Well, I'm not saying, but all I'm saying is that the killings in Nigeria are too much. But sometimes, if you look on the thing, we all know the people that are doing this thing. Let's be sincere, let's be truthful. We need Goodluck in that seat.
But some people say that Goodluck knows about the killings that's going on in Nigeria. Do you believe so?
Let me tell you one thing. Terrorism is not what you can fight all in a day. Terrorism, it takes time. It takes time for you to fight terrorism. Okay, let me give you an example of a particular country, like America. The time Obama, this guy, what is his name? They were facing some terrorism in their country. It takes them so many years for them to terminate that particular person that was terrorizing them. So Boko Haram insurgency is not what you can just fight in a day because it's not a single person. Understand? It's not a single person. It takes time. That's what people need to understand. It takes time. It's not easy. It's not an easy task for a president to be fighting an insurgency and also they will be ruling the country. If you look very well, you will see that Boko Haram insurgency is weighing him down, but he's still standing firm as a strong president. Understand? So that's what I want people to look into and know the reality and know the fact. They know the fact, but they are just hiding everything.
You can see there's so much jubilation by people who say they are supporters of the APC. I have a gentleman here who will talk to me. How do you feel about the results coming in?
Oh, my sister, I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
What party do you support?
No, I don't support any party. I'm individual, you know. I don't know anything about politicians, but I'm okay. What we want is we want peace in our country.
Okay, so looking at the results coming in, earlier on I heard you say you are APC, but the results coming in shows that APC is leading. So how do you feel as a Nigerian?
I'm very proud and happy tonight that APC is leading, because we don't want someone that is going to, demolish our country for us. We are so many people in that country. We live our life, we love ourselves in the country, but I've never seen it before in my life, a president in a seat, and people slaughtering themselves. That is a lot of troubling we have in our country.
Are you saying that Goodluck Jonathan is destroying your country?
We can say he's destroying the country because, a person in a seat, and you can't handle people in your country, and yourself a president. So we want you out. You are okay there. 6 years is not enough. It's enough for you. We want someone there again so that we can know what exactly is politics in. Our government people. We want someone good that is going to lead us right. Did you understand me?
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, gentlemen. Yeah, what's your name?
He's Prince straight for Ghana, man. I'm so happy for the election going on.
Which party do you support?
Actually, I'm really supporting Buhari to win the election.
But the results that has come in shows that Buhari is in the lead. So how do you feel?
I'm so happy about it. Jonathan is not strong to lead my country.
Why do you say so?
Because he's not doing his work.
What work are you expecting of him that he hasn't delivered?
Nigerians want change, and change has come. Those were the words of President-elect Muhammadu Buhari, who, hours after his declaration by the Independent National Electoral Commission, offered his speech of acceptance. Let's take a listen.
At exactly 5:15 yesterday evening, President Jonathan called to congratulate me on my victory. I want all Nigerians to join me in congratulating and appreciating Mr. President for his statesmanship. President Jonathan engaged in a spirited campaign and was a worthy opponent. I extend my hand of fellowship to him. I look forward to meeting him soon as we plan the transition from one administration to another. He will receive nothing but understanding, cooperation, and respect from me, who led this nation to democracy. You stood in line patiently for hours in the rain, in the sun, and then in the dark to cast your votes. Even when the vote was extended to Sunday, in some places, you still performed your civic duties. You did so peacefully. You voted with your heart. Your vote affirms that you believe Nigeria's future can be better than what it is today. You voted for change, and now change has come. INEC has released the official results of the presidential election. INEC has declared that I gained the most votes with the required spread and thus won this election. In a more profound way, it is you, Nigerians, that have won. The people have shown their love for our nation and their belief in democracy. The declaration of INEC accurately reflects the will of the people. While there might have been some logistical obstacles and irregularities associated with the exercise, the result shall stand as what the people want. I thank all Nigerians who have made this day possible. Our country has now joined a community of nations that have used the ballot box to peacefully change an incumbent president in a free, fair election. To me, this is indeed historic. Most people will welcome the result because it is the one they voted for. Others will naturally be disappointed. I ask that we all be circumspect, respectful, and peaceful in these times. This was a hard-fought contest. Emotions were high. We must not allow them to get the better of us. This is not the time for confrontation. This is a moment that we must begin to heal the wounds and work toward a better future.
Let's have a conversation about Nigeria. I have with me in the studio Apostle Samson Chooks, who is Secretary for the All Progressive Publicity Secretary for the All Progressive Congress Ghana chapter. Thank you very much for being here. I also have over the telephone Secretary of the People's Democratic Party Ghana chapter, Franklin Seidu. Franklin, you're welcome to the program.
It's a pleasure having me. Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm going to start with you, Apostle. Obviously, you're a happy man about the turn of events in Nigeria. Show your excitement with this.
I'm happy. Very, very happy that Nigeria have set a good example.
What is this example you talk about that Nigeria has set?
Both the winner and the loser have set a good example. Remember that the result was withheld some certain time. It was getting too long, more than 48 hours prescribed by the law. With the winner, we were all patiently waiting. Then when it was finally announced, the outgoing president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, accepted defeat, even before the last announcement was made. It goes a long way to show that Nigeria is revolving into change, all of us.
We'll talk about that change in a bit, but let me get to Mr. Seidu over the telephone. Mr. Seidu, you just returned from Nigeria. Share with us the general mood in the country.
Well, good morning to Ghana, good morning to Africa. This is Seidu Franklin, and I am happy being on this program. As you rightly said, we actually just came in yesterday from Nigeria, and the news there is wonderful. Everybody is happy. It's not because there was a loser or there was a winner, but because Africa, not Nigeria, had come of age. And in answering your question, the general mood in Nigeria is wonderful, is peaceful, and everybody is happy.
And let's talk about your candidate, incumbent Goodluck Jonathan. Why do you think that President Jonathan lost the election?
Well, I will not want to discuss specifically on why we lost. As a member of the party, we tried everything possible to win, which is a contest. But let's discuss why we are a party. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, is a democratic party, as stated by its name. And we acceded to what the mood and the aspirations of Nigeria stated through the ballots. So the elections have come and it has gone. It is now how to move Nigeria forward. The dynamics of winning and losing are known. You try your best. If your best is not good enough, you go back to your drawing board and you plan again.
Right, Mr. Seidu, I'm going to have you host the line. Apostle, you're with the APC. Who is General Muhammadu Buhari?
General Muhammadu Buhari was born on 17 December 1942 at Daura, now in Katsina State. General Muhammadu Buhari enlisted in the Nigerian Army in 1962 at the age of 20. General Muhammadu Buhari became a military administrator of old northeastern state with the capital of Maiduguri in 1976 under General Murtala Mohammed leadership. When that government was cut short, the next head of state, General Obasanjo, appointed him petroleum minister in 1976.
He established Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation in 1976. He built 2 refineries for Nigeria in 77, Buhari, and 78 in Kaduna. There he rose up and became Adjutant General of Nigeria Army. He served, that's the only man that served in 4 divisions of Nigeria Army. I had that privilege to serve in 4 divisions of Nigeria Army. In 1983, 31st December, he became the head of state of Nigeria at the age of 41. In 1996, Abacha invited him and apologized to him for them terminating that government that was taking Nigeria to where Nigeria was supposed to be. And he served under the Abacha government as PTF chairman, Petroleum Trust Fund chairman. He has offered himself as a Democrat 3 times, 203, AMPP, 207, AMPP, 211, CPC. And currently, at the 4th attempt, he offered himself under the banner of APC. And today...
And now he's president-elect. I mean, not too many people get the chance after you enter as a military leader, 30 years down the line, you become president-elect. But the bigger task is what many Nigerians who voted for General Buhari are talking about: change. What is that change?
You see, he has not been out of government, so to say. Within Abacha 5 years, he was a de facto prime minister. My clinic, hospital at my capital, Umuahia, Elizabeth, was made specialist under his watch as PTF chairman. He did a lot of job for Abacha. He was the one doing the government for Abacha then for 5 years. So he had been there. Even though he had been out of power for about 30 years, he had been there. And this is a man that does not travel out. He's there with the people. He lives in Kaduna. He lives with the grassroots. So he had been there, making his contribution.
What are those issues that the APC looks forward to changing as General Buhari takes the mantle as president?
The economic bleeding of Nigeria, the corruption that is so high, that is not being managed, that is not being brought low. You see, even as a person, if you have millions of money and you are reckless, you go poverty, you go poor. There's a lot of recklessness in governance. Oh, that's one of the things you're going to stop. Indiscipline. People move anywhere. General Buhari in 20 months at Law Pit Toilet. Now we have WC today.
But people should be able to move anywhere. That's not indiscipline.
But not you urinating every corner of the street. Not you defecating every corner of the street.
Has the APC a strategy to deal with that?
Yes, provision will be made. When you provide the platform, people can now behave. Food bridges will be built. When you see a food bridge, you have to cross from the food bridge.
Are those the major issues facing Nigeria now? You know, these things you have mentioned.
Yes.
Are those the major issues Nigeria is looking into changing? Are those the major issues?
When you block the leakages, if I'm employed by this Joy FM, they will pay me at the end of the month. But when they don't make profit, they will not pay me. If there's lose, they will not pay me. It is what I work, I will be paid for. Now, when you close the leakages and you are making income, you will pay your workers. You will create more work. You create more employment. These are major issue. Getting poverty out of the system, corruption out of the system. When you do that, everybody will now work and merit their payment.
Let me go over to the phone line now and speak to Mr. Saidu. Mr. Saidu, thank you very much for your patience. Now, the talk of change, is it exaggerated or indeed Nigeria needs change? It needs change in many aspects of its life as a country.
I want to say here, Apostle, the campaign periods are over. It is time now for us to sit down and restructure again Nigeria. They say change is the only thing in the world that is constant. Change is dynamic, so it comes in different form and in different perspective. Nigerians have done what they want to do. They have elected the APC as a government. we may have our issues with the election, but we believe that since over 25 million or 15 million Nigerians have spoken and they have given you that vote, you should go ahead. But however, what are changes? What are the changes we are talking about? We have a government within a period of 4 years, we were able to put back the railways, which you know very well, Apostle, that they were not anywhere.
Mr. Saidu, I wouldn't want us to go into this. Like you said, the campaign period is over. Now, the PDP, which is going into a position, will definitely have expectations of the party that is coming into government. For you as a party, what are your expectations of the APC that is coming into office?
Well, it is a sit-down and watch approach. Why we say a sit-down and watch approach is because we know the dynamics that have played out into General Buhari coming into power. I will also want to use this opportunity to say Africa has come of age. The interference of the international community, the so-called the Western world and all that, are getting too much on the African continent. And it's about time that we Africans will be able to put an end to that. The tensions that were generated by countries from the West and all that were part of the reasons why people felt that there were tensions in the country. But naturally, those things should not have happened. Our expectations are for Nigeria to be a better place, for Africa to take her role in the Committee of Nations in the world, and for the black man to be more respected, to see as being able to take care of his own problems.
Very well. Thank you very much, Mr. Saidu, for your time. Franklin Saidu, Secretary for the People's Democratic Party Ghana chapter. With me in the studio still is Apostle Samson Chuks, who is also Publicity Secretary for the All Progressive Congress Ghana chapter. Really, again, I'm going to ask, there are issues facing Nigeria. We have security with Boko Haram. We have the economic issues which you have outlined, including corruption. Does the APC have a plan to deal with these things?
Yes.
What is it?
I have said it before here, that APC government have shown character before within the state level. We know that the expectation is high, and I want to tell you that the man in charge, that will take charge on 29th May this year, is able. He has a capacity, he has a character, he has a charisma to do that. I wouldn't want to talk much than to thank Nigerians, the outgoing president, African leaders, world leaders for their support. Let us wait. The food have been cooked. Let's eat it. Let's wait for the eating of it first. Let's give this man 100 days in office and see if that change we're talking about will be or not.
Indeed. Thank
but
you very
I know
much.
It will be.
Thank you very much.
By the grace of God.
Apostle Samson Chuks is Publicity Secretary for the All Progressive Congress Ghana chapter. We're discussing Nigeria's election, but still to come, we'll go to Santa Maria, where you recall the drain we brought you, the story of the drain we brought you from Santa Maria, where erosion was eating away the road, the major road in that neighborhood. What we understand is, after yesterday's downpour, it was disclosed that an 8-year-old drowned in the storm drain. Now that's terrible, that's sad. We'll talk about it when I come back. Don't go away.